This year, the club I love, Grimsby Town, has had it rough. We've sacked a manager, got a new man in, but we still finished 21st. Almost dropping out of the Football League, and that has happened before, and I can't take that again. So today, I'm stepping in and taking over the club I love, but not as a manager, but owner. As yes, people, I don't know if you expected this, but welcome to the Grimsby to glory. A new save starting here on more MWS, as we are the owner, so we still have a manager. David Artell is holding up the shirt right here. He is the current manager in real life and will stay the manager. And I am a fan of him in real life, I cannot lie, but if he wants to stay the manager, he's going to have to complete some objectives. You can see we've given him a contract where he has to bring 3 youth players through, as well as 2 other aims to keep his job. As this season, we want to fight for playoff places straight away. I am bringing a new wave of optimism, and with that, I want good players. So I want 3 players season 1, 66 rated or higher immediately. And that's going to be difficult as we only have 20 players at the club, and in real life it is a lower number than that. You can see our best player is Harry Clifton, and at the moment I'm recording this, he hasn't even signed a new contract. We've got players like Curtis Thompson and club captain Danny Rose, who I am really looking forward to scoring some goals with, as this is our team, and it is quite embarrassing that we can only just field a fully professional 11. As you can see on the bench and in the reserves a little bit, I've just got some youth players in who Artell can try and train. They go by Holland, Bell, Marriott and Smith, so I don't know much about them. Let's just hope they can do well. Not many defenders, and with the youth academy, we're just going to have one at the start of every year. Realistic to a real take, as this is the squad. Not many defenders again. One with 94 potential, and that is this winger who's called Nathan John. We're going to get them all on training drills and see if they can join us in the future, as I am so looking forward to this save right here. And right, we have 2 million. Let's speak to the manager. First time meeting Artell, so I'm going to say, David, you need to try and get some defenders in. We don't have many at the club. And his reply is, that is just what I'm after. I want to bring in players that fit my system. I want to play with inverted fullbacks, which is my philosophy. And I'm going to reply with, great, that is just what we wanted, and I'm going to help you out in doing so. I'm going to inject £1 million into the club to try and help it grow forward, as I love this team. And he, of course, responds with, that is perfect news, and he is ready to start a relationship at the club. Love to hear that, Artell, as now we've got £3 million. It is kind of still realistic. We did release a lot of players in real life, and one of them being this man right here, Liam Smith. Now, he actually did put some performances in. He was on loan from Cheltenham and has gone back and got released by Cheltenham, so Liam Smith, I think, would be our first signing. Letting the manager get on with it himself in the office. I can't wait until this grows. We've got a massive office, and they are his demands. Well, 2.2 on a wage when it's recommended 4.2. You cannot say no. So the first signing in this, hopefully massive Grimsby to glory, is Liam Smith, who is a returning Mariner. Love that already. And we haven't even spoke on tactics, and David Artell is a tricky tactical man. It seems like he wants to play a pressing style of football with, like I said, inverted fullbacks getting heavily involved. So I think the best suited is the gegenpressing tactic. Yes, I am going to try it here in League 2. Against all these teams, I am very much looking forward to it. We're going to breeze past pre-season and get on to the first games today. But of course, before we do, look at our bench, how stinky it is. And to be fair, our team, we still need to make signings. And today's priority, or episode number 1 priority, is to, of course, get some defensive-minded players in, as that's what's been his problem all year round, shipping goals for fun. So we need a bit of experience. And Ryan Bennett, he has been a Grimsby player before, he's always linked to the club, so why not try to sign it? A little bit of an old one, but he's just moved clubs. That is a weird one. Okay, we'll move on to the second choice, which for me is Harrison Holgate. Got relegated with Fleetwood as I didn't put them in League 2 in this save. I didn't change the leagues around. Didn't want to go around doing so, as we're going to have to pay money for this man, but that's why I gave Artel a little bit of cash, as he's going to try and spend it on this man who wants a sell-on clause. I don't mind paying it, as I just want another defender. Not the highest overall, but he is only 23-year-old. So Harrison, welcome to the club. Welcome to the Mariners. As getting defenders is good, but you need someone behind them as well. So Thomas Holy, right, he is 31 and 61 rated. But if you look into this man's stats closer, he is 6'9", a beast of a man. Transfer listed as well, so Artel's going to delegate this offer. 2.1 million is what I think we should get for him, and 2.2 is what is agreed upon. Fair play, I don't care. A 6'9" goalkeeper, that's the younger Petr Cech. As this team already looking a bit better, Holgate is a right-footed centre-back as well, so I'm kind of looking for a left-footed and at midfielders. As is this the formation we want to use? I'm actually not sure. What have we been going with in real life? I'd say something more like that. Maybe a 4-4-1-1, but we seem to be playing wingers. I'm not too sure, but I think it's more like that. It's hard to actually tell, isn't it, when you're seeing it in game really quickly, so I'm going to have to try and change this man, Callum Ainley's position. He's a player that's not played much in real life for specific reasons, and I am going to try and give him a chance at the club now, alongside this man, Charles Vernam. And right, he hasn't scored a goal all year, but I love this player. He played for us before, then came back to the club out of love for it, and he just shows loyalty. So he is my left winger. That's if Artel wants to play him, as there's a winger on this shortlist. We're looking at the Irish and Premier League for some loanees. Tyler Roberts is one of those, but he's unwilling to relocate. There is a goalkeeper on this list, and I know I've just signed one, but Christopher Claesson from Leeds, if we could try and loan him, this could be big for the Mariners Season 1, but we've got to get 50-50 wages. We cannot be paying 70%. We are a League 2 club, and Leeds walk away. Thought I stood a chance, man. I mean, I'm not interested in the rest of them. One player I am interested in, though, is a left-footed centre-back, Cameron McJanet. I think that is just a sweet name, and we're going to try and offer lower because of the league he's in. And guess what? That is exactly what works. So we've got a left-footed centre-back, we've got another option, and that is brilliant. We've got plenty of players now. I think all we really need is a backup centre mid or left wing. And with £2 million left, oh, it is really in the red, that circle. We can spend it on them two players exactly. And these are the two players I desperately want to get in. We've got Matty Wolf of Barnsley and Tyrese Campbell of Charlton. Matty being quite close and not a starter at Barnsley shouldn't take too much convincing with another 400k spent. And I'm exactly right, as handshakes all round, he's coming into the club to be either a starter or backup. With the second signing shortly just following him through the door, Tyrese Campbell, welcome. A tricky young winger. As he rounds out what I think is a successful season number 1, there's still the free agents to look at, and we should have a bit more money left. Yep, 698,000 still left in the bank, and at this low level that we're at, that is enough for a good player. Or maybe a free agent player, as look how much stronger the bench is, and the team as well, which we've got to set up for game number 1, which is already amongst us, and it is Crew Alexandra, so David Artel faces his former team. As I didn't show you pre-season as well, I'll show you it very briefly. We got a 1-1 draw with Heidenheim, 2-1 win over Reading, and a 2-2 draw with Cologne, who are a top division Bundesliga side, and most of them goals came from one player in particular. And that man is the captain, the leader, the legend after one season at the club, Danny Rose, which is a good thing, because obviously, like I've just been saying, we need him to score goals, as let's see how good he really is. As here we go. I believe we're at home for this game. This is Blundell Park, and this is my first game in charge. Or not in charge, but as owner of the club, as Charlie Kirk's a player that Grimsby tried to sign in the summer. Don't tell me this is a penalty. I believe we've just conceded a penalty. First minute, against Crewe. This is absolutely brilliant. First game of the season. Thomas Holy, 6'9", does save the penalty though. And we live another day. Can we try and counter from it? We've got a handball for a foul on Hume. Green into Clifton. Another player almost out of contract in real life. Into Curtis Thompson. Round the corner here to Clifton again. Harry Clifton. He's looking for Danny Rose. And he almost found him as Charlie Vernon again on the ball though. We've got to try and go again. Rose. He's got a man in front of him. He finds the ball through onto Curtis Thompson now, and Callum Ainley on the wing against his former club. Not going swimmingly at the moment as Osterfield's got around us. He's hit it into Powell, who hits it straight at Thomas Holy. It's either Holy or Holly. I'm never going to probably get that one right. As Ainley with a pass around the corner into Liam Smith. We've just re-signed him on a contract. Here he goes, the right wing back. He's overrun the ball though. It is no real chances getting off here. Getting so close to the net, but still not making it move as Tracy with the shot. It should have been 1-0 Crewe. As for a playoff pushing team, ourselves, not Crewe, we need to be a little bit better. I'm not overly impressed. But then again, it doesn't happen overnight, of course. Artel's still a new manager himself. Gotta think about that. So as owner of the club, I'm willing to give him a bit of time to gel these players together. Danny Rose not having a good time. But still the pressure is on. And Callum Ainley's won the ball forward here. Ainley, back post. It almost worked out, but it seems to be just not happening. Come on, lads, just get forward in the faces. That is a good interception. That's the pressing football we wanted. It's Kieran Green through the middle, onto Curtis Thompson, into Ainley, who's running to Adobe. Come on, down them wings. Hoping they make a difference, as there's a ball into the box right there. Holy just claims that straight away. And this is Tyrese Campbell. He's come on for my favourite player, Vernon. And he's put a very good ball into Clifton, who needs to try and find Danny Rose, who's running in behind. It's Danny Rose with a pass off into Callum Ainley against his former club. You know, that just needed to go through. As our chance creation's very good now. We've got a tackle in there with Tharm and Wolf round the corner. Green, that is terrible. Green should have actually come off the field. I didn't make him the change. But come on, lads. Do not lose the game if we don't win it. Seems like our defenders just are very tired at the moment, as that was a terrible tackle, Green. He could be off here, and he is. Kieran Green sent off just before the final whistle. And that's not a very good thing. Not impressing the new man that's going to pay your contracts in May, as we need to try and get away here on a break. Someone help Danny Rose. This could be a good break if we use it. Wolf into Rose. He's gonna look for Campbell, who has got the ball. Campbell running through on goal. He's gonna try and pull this across, and it is a last-minute header from Harry Clifton, the youngster. A win on the counter-attack for the mighty Mariners, and the fans can go mental. We will start off with a win, and it is a young player who has come through the ranks at Grimsby Town who gets the David Artel train and MWS train going. As after the game, the manager's asked about all the new players into the club, and he says it's a very refreshing start and he wants to put his mark on things. And then he's also asked about the new owner coming in. To that, he says he's keeping a little bit reserved, which is fair enough. I'm not going to judge him on that, but at the start, when I gave him more money, he seemed happy with me. Still no judgment though on my side, I suppose, as we're going into our second game, which we are going to sim against MK Dons. And it is another Clifton goal. Dan Lewington getting theirs. I'm kind of happy with that. MK Dons are strong on paper. But what about Blackpool in the Carabao Cup? We are beaten 2-1. With another Clifton goal. Okay, not what I expected, and an absolutely shattered team. I should have changed that around a bit more. Oops. But still, you know, I'm not bothered about the Carabao Cup Season 1. We've got to try and go for it in the league. with Crawley next. A highlight package for this one as Gladwin coming across into Tassarulia. We don't want to get beat by Crawley. Sure, they are a team in real life in the playoff positions, but they're not in this game so far, as Ainley with a ball into Danny Rose. He's yet to score in the first 3 games, and he's lost the ball again. He's actually not doing great, which is shocking to me because I absolutely love him in real life. If he's onside here, that should have been his first goal. Come on, Danny, you're disappointing me right now as we've got a ball into Ainley to run through the middle. Waits for the support of Wolf, who's got a man going alongside him as well, but it's back into Kieran Green, trying to prove that he's better than a red card. Into Callum Ainley again. He just tries to shoot. They've got a very good defensive line here, Crawley. Hard to get through. And they haven't really attacked until right now, it seems to be. That was a bit of a lunging tackle and a save from Thomas Holy. Good stuff. Good stuff, big man. I mean, he's not the highest rated, of course, as Campbell. He played really well to get that assist on day 1. There's no Danny Rose in the middle. There was no one to aim for in the middle, but we have got a corner. Come on! We're at home as well. Didn't notice that fact. Can we get famous for last-minute winners? We've got a header in there, and it is a goal from Curtis Thompson. Get in there, big man. A really good Rolls-Royce midfielder scoring a header from a corner, which is surely the winner. As yes, the whistle's blown. That is 3 games so far in League 2 right here, and 3 games unbeaten. Honestly, what a start, as we've got Wimbledon next. And our first defeat comes, but hey, we got a Danny Rose goal. I don't like it, I don't hate it, as we've got Accrington, Barrow, and Reading before we should finish on deadline day. As so far, we're 9th in the table after 4 games. This is a lot better than, if you remember, the last Grimsby save I ever did. Yeah, if you were around on the channel for that, I do salute you, as Ainley with a short free kick. Green to strike against Accrington. No venom in that shot, but Harry Clifton seems to be the man of the moment. He's trying to run through. Oh, and he puts a horror tackle in. Seems like all the defenders signed has definitely increased the aggression, as that's a good ball in the middle. Another bad tackle in, but Curtis Thompson back to defend McConville. Malarkey is there, and we can try and counter if we can. Come on, Mariners, it's a home game. We've got to start winning more, or keep winning at home. We've won all so far. It's a terrible pass, Thompson, though, which leads to this corner, and he's already scored from a corner. Aiming for him again. Oh, and that header, though, from Hume. Almost another goal as Campbell. Come on, we're in the latter stages of the game now. This might be a 0-0 draw, which I'd rather avoid. Smith running through. He's found the pass back, and the pass has gone past every single player. And a corner for Accrington. Oh, dear. I hope we don't concede from this, please. If we aren't going to win it, of course, don't lose the game. Woods, it's come to Wilson. No counter-attack allowed. And that ends the game. A 0-0 draw with Accrington. I mean, still, it's not the worst result of all, but Barrow next. Let's just get back to form, please. Can't be scraping games like that. And before the game, Artell has been asked a question on if he thinks his squad is strong enough, to which he replies yes, but I still think it will take time to get this team ticking. And are we finished in the market? Definitely not. Okay, so he wants to spend more of my money. I get that. It's understandable. He's a football manager and he wants to get the best players possible. As long as he knows to stick to the budget, I have no problem in him spending it, as Spence, on my days, he's got around us way too easily. And how has Dom Telford headed that bottom bins? He's a very small player, and he's even performing the gritty on us. Gonna make you regret it anyway, as here is Kieran Green in the middle. Can we get an instant equaliser? It's Curtis Thompson striking to win us the corner, and can we try and find him from it as well? Ooh, I don't know who that was. Very decent header, though, which needed to go in, really, didn't it? Hume round the corner. Charles Vernon with a good cross. Wilson almost there, but Green will be there. Stockton on his back into Clifton. Harry Clifton hit an arm? No. Okay, we're still behind here against Barrow, as we need to find a way to not be behind anymore. Cole Stockton, man. He's walked straight through the middle of us. Right, this is telling me that the season isn't going to be as smooth as it initially started. 2-0 down against Barrow. As I actually rested Danny Rose for this, and I wish I wouldn't have done any more. Kieran Green. Thompson just trying to strike again, but no luck with all the bodies in front of him, as that is the end of the first half, which has been horrible. As we've got to show more in this passage of play, I definitely think, as Malarkey. Thompson, he needs to try and backheel that out, and Campbell, can he find the runner there? It's Clifton, okay, he's forcing a corner, come on, hit someone's head with this. That is a very decent looking ball. We're going to get that back out to Clifton. Clifton to try and put it into the box. That's a good ball. And ref, I'm pretty sure that hit a hand. Come on, just give us a penalty. Give us a way back into this game. Denver Hume on that occasion, as that's a terrible tackle on Green, but still Clifton's going to take it forward, and he's going to squeeze it through to Vernon. Vernon cuts inside, and he had to have scored that. I've just put Danny Rose on as well, so we've got to be more attacking, as we still lack the chance for another goal. And don't tell me there's a penalty here. I think it might be. Denver Hume, man. It looks like he was literally catching the ball. So it's going to be Dom Telford. And it's in for 3-0. A horror show for the Mariners. And a crash down to earth, I guess. 3-0 to Barrow. The manager's going to be questioned. As the press asked David, how did it all go wrong today, and will that affect your season going forward with the Mariners? And his reply is cool and collected. He says it's not the finished article. He could see results coming like this, and he was expecting it. But then the press say it was a really heavy defeat, so how does he plan to make sure it doesn't happen again? And to that he gets a bit agitated, but he does say that signings are not completed and this team will get better.